Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's Star Wars The Vintage Collection, The Mandalorian Greef Karga. Alright, let's get started by taking a look at the card it comes on. As you can see here on the top left, we have that recommended for ages 4 and above, and on the right we have the warning, choking hazardous small parts, not for children under the age of 3. I really wish they would stick that on back of the card. It kind of, if you are a card collector, it's kind of ugly. If that was just black, that would look pretty much better than what we got. In the top center, we have the Star Wars The Mandalorian logo. Just below that, we have the Greef Karga name pill. Here on the right side, we have a photo of Greef Karga from the Mandalorian TV show. For me, it kind of looks like it's been definitely photoshopped. It's not the best image. It seems like Greef Karga was just photoshopped onto a background of some kind of building. Doesn't look very good actually in person, but that's my opinion. On the bottom right, we have the Kinder logo, and on the left, of course, we have the figure clamshell. Actually looks like a pretty good action figure. On the back of the card, we have on the top right, this is VC185. And then in the top center, we have some of the other figures that are available. I believe in this wave, the Grogu, the Boba Fett, and the Zootin, and the layout is in that case assortment. The Queen Amidala, the Anakin, and the Battle Droids in a different wave. Here we have the Vintage Collection logo. The bottom half of the card is just junk. Company legal information that just looks ugly on the back of the card. Here is a UPC, if that helps you find it. Here's a Hasbro logo and a Disney logo on the bottom right. If you're interested where I picked this up at, I picked it up at Walmart. Stopped in the Walmart today, see what they had. And of course, they just had one figure. And here he is. Fortunately, this one I needed, but all the other figures were gone. And as always, when I stop in, the peg hooks are empty. If you want to comment down below and let everybody know what you guys are finding, if your peg hooks are empty. I hear a lot of people say it's because of COVID, but you know what? I remember hooks being empty before COVID started, just a year ago. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the package, and we will see what he's like. So I'm removing him from the card. More than likely, this is just that piece of garbage that nobody wants, nobody cares about, that they spend money on and charge us for. We have a piece of tape across the blaster. It looks like this is the only accessory that it comes with. There's no rubber bands, no tape. I'm going to go ahead and cut that gun out of there. Alright, so here he is. Looks pretty good. Look at the head sculpt. He has black shaved down hair. He has his, well, I was going to say salt and pepper beard, goatee, mustache, but it is predominantly almost white compared to the card back. It's kind of more, well, I guess it is more white. You'd think he would have some gray in his hair, but guess not. Eyes are painted pretty good. Eyebrows are decent. Just simple mouth, nose, nothing fancy. But the facial hair is done really well. I do like that. I wonder if that's the same for every figure. Looks like it's just sporadic on there. Here we have his robe. It is unfortunately a hard good, not a soft good. We have a pretty nice rope. It's plastic, obviously, but a rope sculpted design that keeps his two pieces together and on his body, on his shoulders. Not too bad. I mean, nice sculpt. We have some gold paint there, some sculpt work here. We have some, well, the inner part is like a mustard color. The back of his shoulders, we do have a very nice sculpted design. Looks pretty cool. He has a red undershirt, a black vest, a brown belt with maybe the same mustard color belt buckle that we see on the inner part of his cape. It's like he has brown pants and gray. Oh, well, it's more of a darker brown. It's hard to see through the camera. It's more of a dark brown boots. Kind of almost looks gray, but I'm going to go with brown. Definitely clashes really well with the pants. And we have dark brown gloves. It looks like the robe is actually removable. So it's going to take that off. Let's pop up his head. He has a red barbell peg in his head. Take that off. Head back on. Perfect. Comes on and off really easy. Let's see how well that head looks with that neck of his. Well, it looks like he does have a bit of a chicken neck without the robe. That's unfortunate. So let's take a look at the articulation while we have the robe off. His head looks down, but when you do that, it kind of moves forward. You have this gap here. See right there. We got a side to side. Obviously, we have a 360. Shoulders, do rotate 360. He can raise his hands above his head. Very nice. Did he raise up that far and then stop? Need to go in this much. If you can dual fists and pistols, maybe. His bendable elbows. Just great. Let's see what we get here. Oh, this one's pretty good. That's more than 90. Very nice. Oh yeah, that's way more than 90. Look at that. That's super cool. For his wrist, this hand here rotates 360, and we have that down, up joint. And on this one, obviously rotates 360. And then we have the up and down like this. It's very tight though. So both wrists do the same motion for his gun. So we have chest articulation right here. Rotates 360, no problem. Kind of looks like it might have been some articulation here, but that's all one piece. Let's see here. He's not going to sit at all because of this piece here. He's not going to spread his legs about that much because of that piece. And barely anything on a split that way. And that's why I'm a big fan of the soft goods. These harder goods take away from the articulation. My only point is, what is the point of having the articulation there if you can't use it? You're paying for it, right? Just my opinion. Moving on, we have thigh rotation here. It's a little stuck. There we go. If you're there and here, we do have a pistol holster here. On the back, we have bendable knees. They are single jointed knees, I think. Yep. But they get a good bend ratio. For what you want this character, that's plenty. I mean, he's an older character. He's not going to be doing any kind of high flying ninja kicks. So it's more than acceptable there. We do have the ankle pivot down on the feet. And there is a rotation 360 if you desire all the way around. Looking good. I can't complain too much. It's for the figure. The neck's kind of too long. I get it because of the sculpt for the robe. But if you don't want the soft goods, you wouldn't get rid of the chicken neck. The soft goods would be way thinner. And you wouldn't have to worry about that. And again, what's the point of taking off the robe if you have a chicken neck? The soft goods will solve all the problems. The chicken neck will be gone. You could utilize the articulation, and that's there. And I don't think that's removable. No. Not without some serious maybe damaging the figure. So, yeah. So that's the cons of it. And it's an overall good figure. Don't get me wrong. But just that soft goods would have made this a really better figure than it already is. So let's take a look at the accessory. Okay, here we have his blaster. Very small. It's a very shiny gray plastic. There's a scope on it. There's a hole here for maybe if he has a trigger finger. I think he does. Just gonna see how well he holds it. Oh, that's some very, very soft plastic. Look at that. So I'd be careful. If you try to put that in there too hard and you bend, you're going to get definitely some white plastic wear. He does have a trigger finger for his gun trigger hole. I guess that's what you want to call it. That's good. Bit nice, a little bit of paint on the gun to break it up. And due to that really nice articulation, he can really get some good poses with his blaster. Very cool. Very, very cool. Holds this gun really well. Okay. Now let's see how well his gun fits in the holster. It's definitely a wider holster. It's painted brown on the outside. Then it has that red color inside, like an interior look. Kind of curious how far this is going to go because of that. I mean, oh man. See, I just pushed on that scope piece there. It's a super, super soft plastic. Be careful. It doesn't fit. I mean, you get from the tip of the gun to the beginning of that scope base. It just doesn't function. It's just basically sitting there. I'm lucky that it didn't fall off. Just that little catch on these scoops keeping it in the holster. Yeah. So, again, that's a waste. Another pet peeve of mine is, if you're going to add accessories to an action figure, you might want to try how they hold them and how the pistol holsters work. Maybe in another 50 years they might get it. Who knows? But some might say I'm being kind of tough on them. Pretty cool. Here's what it is. Typical vintage figure. Stands really well. It's a good figure. Not perfect. Could have been better. If we'd got a little more effort into the figure. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put his robe back on, and we'll take a look at some comparisons. Okay, got his robe back on. And one thing I also want to look at is articulation with his robe on for his arms. They're going to go up about that much. Right to there. So it does hinder it. But not the too much on the elbow bend, which is a good thing. The only thing I did notice is if you do like displaying your figures and you worry about losing your accessories. Okay, here's the robe. Here's the pistol holster. Guns are going to stick out quite a bit. And that's how that looks. Well, it doesn't look good. So, just so how that looks there. Let's take this gun over there for now because it's not going to work out for me. So, let's take a look at a comparison with Moff Gideon. He's definitely bigger than Moff Gideon. Taller, for sure. Moff Gideon is a small character. Or they don't have it sculpted correctly. Okay, here's how he looks with the armorer. She's definitely smaller because she's a female, which makes perfect sense. Greef Karga is definitely a taller character. Here he is with Cara Dune. Hope you guys are getting your Cara Dune merchandise because of the cancel culture crap that we are living in now. So, good luck with that. Here he is with Mando. That's pretty good. And just for fun, here's a little Grogu. Tiny little Grogu. Interested to see if the new the Grogu that's on the back of this package here actually is the same Grogu you get with that Walmart exclusive Mandalorian. And we'll see what we get with the Razorcraft HasLab, if you guys ordered that. Okay, let's do final wrap up for Greef Karga. Overall, good figure. If you can find him, in the retail store for $12.96, $12.99, I recommend picking it up. The articulation on the arms are really nice without the robe on. Overall, it's not too bad. Now, the knees are really decent for what the figure is, for who the figure is. Kind of has a nice presence on your shelf. The biggest pet peeve is the blaster holster and the lack of soft goods. So, that's my biggest cons, and the pros are really good too. So, but I wouldn't spend more than $15 on it. But again, it's your money. Make your decision. Hopefully this video helps you. If it has, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. And wish you guys happy collecting. Good luck, and we will see you in our next review.